Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to Flawless Rage 2. I am Flawless, and tonight we are doing a very special live stream. Today, in the UK at least, it is Mental Health Awareness Day. And so, with that being said, I'm doing this as a very special live stream, and we're going to be on House Flipper. I thought a nice chill game, and we're just going to go through and talk and do a bit of do a house on here and just try and raise awareness a bit for mental health conditions and people who suffer with it. Explain some of the mental health things that I have experienced and what you can do if you're suffering right now and you need you feel like there's no way out. I'm here to help you. If this live stream, helps one person sees it and it helps them. I know I've done this right. That's what this channel's all about. Okay, so with that being said, we're gonna choose a house and then we're gonna get into it. So I hope everybody's had a good day out there. It is the 10th of October, 2022. Already, 10th of October. And already I'm seeing Christmas adverts on TV. It's too soon. Seriously. Right. Okay. So we'll get this going. So let's go into my house here and we're just going to pick a house to do. We're not going to go, crazy. These are houses I've just been fucking around with doing all that sort of stuff. So let's just pick one and we'll, should we do an abandoned house? Let's do an abandoned house. We may as well. It's only 37k. We've got plenty of money. We'll get into it. Okay. So this will also be a bit like doing the when I used to just stream them and do houses. We're going to see if we can get the whole house done in one stream. So we might be here a while, but we'll see how it plays out. We'll see how it goes. Okay. So as soon as we get into here, we'll get into the meat and potatoes of what tonight's stream is really about. So we're in. Here we go. So I hope the audio is okay. Okay, so Mental Health Awareness Day here in the UK. And what can you do? What is mental health? It comes in many different shapes, forms, and it's unpleasant for everybody who suffers with it. There's many different types of mental health out there. There's anxiety, depression. You can suffer with panic attacks. There's eating disorders. There's all sorts of stuff. And none of it is very pleasant. None of it is very pleasant whatsoever. It's horrible. And, it feels like a complete nightmare to go through. You feel like you're in your own personal hell. And myself suffer with anxiety, depression, panic attacks. So I haven't been reading up on it because I don't need to. If you need to read about it in a book, you don't really understand it. The only way anyone can really understand any mental health disorder is if they go through it themselves. That's the only way. So all these mental health experts out there who are like, oh, you need to do this, you need to do this. Some of the stuff you say works, but most of it is complete bullshit. And that. Okay, so let's talk about the things that I know about, which is anxiety and panic attacks and depression. So with anxiety, what is it? It's irrational thought, and it can be brought on in many different ways. You could be fine one minute, and the next minute you are panicking, literally panicking. It's worry, it's stress, it's everything. Anything can lead up to it. Now, you're going to have some people who might even watch this stream and be like, I used to just grow up and get on with it and nothing's really that bad. To them people, I say, you're a dickhead and you don't know fuck all. Because it is very fucking real. It is terrible to live through, and nobody really should have to go through it. Anxiety can come in many forms. It can be dizziness, headaches, tiredness. You can get a pain or like this weird sensation in your stomach. Also, you can feel cold quite a lot. You can. It could be many things, really. They're just some of the things. You can find out all the info of the full symptoms and stuff of it online, and it does work. But don't be one of these people who sort of like go online to look at everything. That can be another thing what can contribute to it. You could just feel generally unwell one day. You sneeze or something, and you feel like you've got a cold, and then you go on the internet and that says COVID, and you're like, oh, then that'll start you panicking. Personally, we all know my feelings on the event which we had in 2020, and I don't really feel that it's all that real. I think it's just about another variant of a cold. That's just how I look at it. It could be wrong. I could be very wrong, but there is that to it. Now, if you're a mental health sufferer and you suffer with anxiety, you're going to feel like, well, you can feel dizzy is another one. You can feel very dizzy with it. Hyperventilation, which is where you're rapidly breathing. Your heart rate can speed up, feels like a speeding bullet in your chest, pounding out of your chest. And that's another thing about mental health, which, is one of them things that, is very hard to understand. It's very hard for other people to understand. People on the outside who don't suffer with it don't really know the full impact of what it can be like and what it can do to a person. It can seriously, honestly, it could destroy a person. Mental health is a complete bastard to deal with. It really is. It doesn't, go away overnight, but it doesn't last forever. A panic attack is more or less the same kind of thing. Anxiety and panic attacks go hand in hand. You could feel fine one minute, and the next minute, hyperventilating, heavy breathing. You'd be like in your head, you could be saying to yourself, "What the fuck is going on?" It feels like you can mistake it quite easily for having a heart attack. You really could. It's just one of them things. I hope this audio on this game isn't too loud while I'm smashing these walls down. Actually, can we do something about that? Let's just turn the volume down a little bit so you can hear what I'm talking about to you guys. Finally, I now know how to change that. Oh, okay. It is just one of them really, really hard things that to deal with, and how you deal with it depends on what you're willing to do to get, a lot of people are going to say, look it dead in the eye, face it. Do they fucking know how hard it is to do that? You can't just look it fucking in the eye and face it. What is wrong with you people? It's very difficult to deal with. It's you living in your own personal hell. And you could be brought on by anything. It could be anything going on at home. You might have a relative who's not feeling very well. It could be, anything like that. It could be it could easily be a relative. It could be something completely different to that, and it will still affect you in some way, some form. Mental health is hard to explain. That's why I'm stumbling a bit here, trying to do my best to explain it to you guys. But sweating and stuff like that is another part of it. It's all just things on a day to day that get to you, and it could be sort of like you don't want to do something, or you got to go somewhere. You got to go for that job interview, and you're really nervous about it. Now, people experience nerves all the time, and it could be, and that's just a natural part of everything, to feel a bit nervous. Anxiety isn't just feeling nervous; it's on a whole different level. And if you are one of the sufferers of it, you learn that quick. I do suffer with it. I suffer with anxiety myself, and I've ran through my story before. So really, I don't really need to tell you guys my story again. But I've been ill since 2012 with it. I feel like I've had it all my life, though. I was one of them people who never had friends at school. Really, I was one of them kids who was always bullied, and stuff like that, which can be another factor to it. There's just a lot of shit that is involved with it, and it's a very, very nasty thing to deal with. Nobody should have to go through it, I think. The help is out there if you need it, but I mean, even now I've seen reports of kids, teenagers, feeling that they've got mental health issues and can't turn anywhere, don't know where to turn. It does make you feel like that, but they're afraid not to turn anywhere because they feel like family, friends, whoever is going to be like, the usual people who I hate. I hate the people who are sort of like, you'll be all right. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Try living in their brain for a day. Try living the life that they lead and tell me it's going to be all right. Because let me tell you something, bucko, it ain't all right. It's bullshit. What you have to deal with, on a day-to-day basis is absolute crap. You have to, literally plan your day and think, can I do this? Work yourself up to it. And sometimes you work yourself up to it and eventually, even in the end, you can't do it. It's horrible. It's really bad. And some people really don't understand what that's like, which is fine. I mean, there's going to be people who don't understand certain things. That's absolutely fine. No judgment on them. But, I feel like it should be talked about more, and that's why we're doing this stream. What else can I tell you about it, really? I mean, there's so much about it that isn't right. We're just going to knock that fucking wall down, shall we? We'll rebuild. There's so much about it that is wrong, and that. But like I say, anything can trigger off. You can feel fine. You can feel absolutely fine 1 minute, and then the split second later, you can be like, what the hell is going on here? You're going to feel, shaky. You're going to feel like you've got jelly legs. That's a common symptom with it. And stuff like that. You're going to be a bit off balance. You're going to wonder just what in the fuck is happening to you and why it's happening to you. No reflection on you. You haven't done anything wrong. Now, when I first got diagnosed with it, I was always told it's your body's way of protecting you. It's a nice way of protecting me, and it making me feel like crap. It's cheers, body. I don't really need it. It's not sort of like anything, a reflection on anybody if they get any mental health symptoms. And there are ways to deal with it. Breathing exercises do work. They do help. I mean, I've suffered with it, like I say, since 2012, and it's been a battle ever since then. As a matter of fact, it's October 2012 is when I first got diagnosed. So, yeah, I've been dealing with this shit for fucking... I could have built out a little bit there, couldn't I? We'll make it work. I've been dealing with this since 2012. And October 2012. I've been dealing with it for 10 years, so I know exactly what I'm fucking talking about. If you have any questions, I'm not an expert. I'm just somebody who goes through the shit. But if you have any questions and you want to ask me anything, go right ahead. You know, I'll answer you as honestly as I can. I don't sugarcoat it though, and it's not. And you know, it might not be the answer you're looking for, but I will do my best to help anybody who has mental health conditions. Now, you might be feeling like you didn't get that job, you didn't, you know, you're having issues at home, you are stressed out and you just want a break from it all. A lot of people feel like that all the time. And it's not very nice to deal with. It's very hard to deal with. But it is treatable and you can beat it. There is ways to, you know, to get comfortable with being who you are. Don't live, that's, you know, what I say at the end of videos and streams now. Remember to be exactly who you are, be the true you. If you know who in the hell you are, you've got more of a chance of living a happier life. Because, well, nobody likes to be, you know, everybody wants to be the real them, you know, and as much as some people don't like it. Some people don't like who people turn into, what they turn into. It's not up to them how you live your life. It's up to you how you live your life. You know, it's a horrible thing to go through, though, mental health. It really is. I feel so sorry for anybody who's going through it. And if you're watching this and right now and you're thinking, Flawless, I go through it. I go through it and I need some help. What can I do? You can talk to people about it. A lot of people say that and you're thinking, I can't because no one will believe me. They're going to think I'm fucking crazy. Let them think you're crazy then, is what I say. Because we know the truth. We know you're not crazy. We know that you're out there kicking ass, taking names, doing the very best that you can. And, you know, if you're going through it right now and you're getting through every single day, I'm very proud of you. Straight off the bat. Because it's one of the hardest things in the world to deal with. Nobody can describe what it feels like to feel that, you know, that uneasy with yourself, that ill, you know. It ain't fun, and it ain't funny either. It's horrible. This house is going to be a bit weird, guys. Just to let you know that. But yeah, I honestly believe that if you have a condition, it can be treated, it can be dealt with, but it's got to be done in the right way. You know, it can't just be sort of like pushed aside, you know. I think we've made this room a little bit bigger, haven't we? It'll do. It'll do. Right. You know, and it's very hard to talk about because a lot of people's mental health is different. Varies from person to person. A panic attack, what does that feel like? Oh, God. It can take your breath away. You can literally be on the floor shaking. You can, you know, you can be the ones with anxiety. You could be fine 1 minute and not very well the next. You could feel like you're having a heart attack. You could feel like that's your last moments on earth. It's what it feels like to be like that. It's not very nice. You know, to deal with something like that is difficult. And yet we deal with it on a day-to-day basis. And there's other mental health conditions. There's more chronic mental health conditions than that. I mean, ADHD is one of them. That's quite a bad one. That's very difficult for sufferers to deal with. And you've just got to try and do your best day in, day out. And it's easy for me to sit here and say that. Very easy for me to sit here and say that. But to all the you'll be all righters out there and to all of the other people, no, I might not be all right, but I'm going to do my damnedest. How can you get better with it? Well, in order to, you know, defeat it, I'm going to double that wall so it's flat. You have to really fight. It's difficult to do, but fighting will get you there. And I don't mean a physical fist fight. Don't go out punching anybody. That ain't what we want. You know, you need to fight. And you need to get help. And you might feel like, oh, I don't want to get help. I don't want to go on pills. Which, yes, doctors do like to do that. They do like to, you know, put you on antidepressants and say sort of like, okay, you need to take these pills because of this, and this. And you might not think, I just don't want to take the pills. And that's up to you. You know, that's fine. That's up to you. That's your call. It's your life and it's your body. You know, it is your call. But just suppose, okay, just suppose that these pills could work for you and help just a little bit to bring you back to feeling just a little bit better. Would it be worth it? I say yes. And I know that because it's happened to me. I was a complete wreck. You're listening to someone right now who, when it finally happened, who, when I got ill, didn't go outside for 3 months. I was terrified. Until one day I had to go out. There was no other thing for it. And I ain't going to lie to you, I was shaking like a fucking leaf the whole time I was out. I went on my bike, so if I needed to get home, I could. But I fought through it. I fought through it and managed to get there. And it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy in the slightest. I was shaking like a leaf the entire time I was out. But I managed to do it, and I was actually kind of proud of myself for doing it afterwards. I was like, yeah, I've done that. I could probably do it again. Things not to do when you feel like something like that is on you. You do need to get it diagnosed, so you do need to see a doctor. They probably will try and put you on pills. Your call if you have them or not. But what can you do in yourself to make it feel a bit better? Do things that you love. And that's also something that can also be helpful in spotting the symptoms. If you like to play video games and one day you don't feel like it, it could just be that day you just go, I really can't be bothered today. Or it could be sort of like, if it's a day in thing, you might think, shit, you know, I used to like playing this. Why don't I want to play it anymore? That's a cool game. You know, I really used to enjoy playing this. You know, that's absolutely fine if you don't want to play it. But please look into the reasons why you don't want to play it. I shouldn't have got rid of that paint, I've realised. Um, just try and do things that make you happy. You know, you might not like people coming over your house. You might not. You might be worried that that bill is going to come through. You know, and that's causing this current crisis here in the UK. Is causing, you know, is causing people a lot of mental health issues. The price of food going up, the price of fuel going up, the price of electricity going up. People wanting to be able to get places and can't because these fucking idiots keep going on strike. You know, and postal service goes on strike, and you think, oh shit, how am I going to get my mail now? What if there's a bill that needs paying? What if that bill, you know, is backlogged and there's a paper bill and I can't pay it and then my electric gets cut off, my gas gets cut off? How will I stay warm this winter? How will I, you know, how will I pay my electric bill? I need, you know, how can I pay my telephone bill? I need to keep my broadband on because I need to talk to family. All these sorts of things. And anxiety is like that. It's what if, what if, what if, what if. It probably won't happen. But in your mind, you're thinking, what if this happens? What if this happens? And it's horrible. And if you get into that vicious cycle of it, it could be damaging to a lot of people. It's not a very nice thing to deal with at all. And I hate the idiots who are sort of like, I really hate them people. You'll be all right. I hate them. I fucking detest them. I hate the bastards. They don't fucking know how you're going to be. You know, better put some windows in there. I'm guessing these windows are quite large, yes? Oh, they are quite large. A bit too big for that house. You know, I hate people when they say you'll be all right. They don't know. They don't know you're going to be all right. They don't live in your brain. They don't know what you're going through. You know, everybody seems like they're fighting some sort of battle. But can they truly understand your battle? You know, if you don't want to do something, you ain't going to do it. It takes time. And the unfortunate thing with mental health is it never goes away. You learn to control it. Eventually, you learn to control it, and that's one of the hardest things to do. But it never, ever leaves you. It's always there. And that's not me trying to scare anybody. That's not me trying to make anybody feel like shit. You can feel better. But mental health stays with you. You learn to control it. Which is a challenge, which isn't very easy to do, but can be done. Because you're listening to somebody who's been there. Yeah, this wall is too high, I might need scaffold, and that's why I've now done it. Bloody game. Right. Okay, so let's put some lighting in here. So, you know, and sorry about my voice. I haven't got a sore throat or anything. That's just my throat's a bit dry. I mean, that could be a symptom of anxiety right there. You know, dry mouth, dry throat, that kind of thing. I just hadn't had a drink in a while. That's why my throat's like it. For once, you know. But there you go. I'm all right again now. It's not very easy to deal with. And depression's the worst. It just fucking destroys you. You know, people want to be, how do I say it on YouTube? People want to unalive themselves. You don't need to do that. You've got a lot to live for, whether, you know, and you're going to think, I've got no hope. I've got no job. I've got my wife has left me. Things like that. Well, that's on them. It isn't a reflection on you, is it? It's only a reflection on you if you're a bad person. And I'm going to go on a limb and say that Most of you guys watching this fucking massive TV, most of you guys watching this are, are pretty decent people. And I ain't just saying that to butter my audience up. It's me being real, being truthful. Because I can't do fake. I can't do it. I've known too many fakes over the years to be able to do anything like that. You know, it could be, I mean, that could, in a way, that could affect you. Sort of like friends falling out with you for no fucking reason. I'm thankful that doesn't really bother me all that much. I don't particularly care if I have friends or not. I'm better off without them, to be perfectly honest with you. And it isn't trying to start a rift. So if any of you fuckers watch it, don't start any shit. I'm just talking in general here. But yeah, it's definitely one of them things that can do it. A friendship, you might lose somebody that you love. You could, there are just so many bloody things that can cause it. And it's more common today than it's, ever been. Or is it? Because beforehand, back in the day, it wasn't really talked about. Back when, if you could go all the way back to say, let's go back to the 30s and stuff, mental health was about then. Nobody talked about it. Back then, men were men and they weren't allowed to cry, and you were seen as weak if you cried and you were a man, and, all that bullshit. And that's what it is. It's bullshit. If a man cries, that shows he's got fucking feelings. It shows he's got emotions. It doesn't show that he's weak or anything like that, because he's not. As a matter of fact, if a man cries, he's one of the strongest motherfuckers out there. Because he's able to show how his weaknesses. He's able to show that. And believe me, mental health will make you fucking cry. When I first got diagnosed, it was horrible. I didn't know how to deal with it. Thankfully, I had people close to me who had been through the same issues as me, which helped a lot. They were able to explain to me what it was. I went and got help. And I'm going to be brutally honest with you, that didn't help me one fucking tiny ass bit. Seriously, it didn't help. You go on the internet and you have to do these things, what I used to have to do. And that's weekly. And you have to sit there and listen to people talk about it and stuff, and what caused it and what fight or flight mode is and stuff like that. And fight or flight mode comes if you've got mental health issues or not. It's more common with mental health, but, And I was sitting there listening to all this stuff, and I was like, what the fuck are you on about? I was trying to work it out for myself, not somebody to tell me what it is. It's horrible is what it is. It's not easy to deal with. It's not easy to deal with at all. But you can do it. There is positivity here. It's not all darkness. Okay? There is positivity here. You can do it. You can achieve it. Just keep going. Keep fighting. It's worth it. You are worth it. I know you can do it because I know how strong the flawless faithful are. I know what you people are like out there, and I know what you can and cannot do. And when it comes to mental health issues, I know I know that you guys can kick ass and take names, just like I can, just like I will continue to do. Because do you know something? I think that, when I listen to people on TV and they do a phone in on a TV show or whatever, and they talk about mental health issues and stuff, and people talk about it, The people who talk about it can seem quite forceful. There's two, I'm not going to mention names, there's two on a TV show who are on daytime TV and they frequent regularly on there. And I've got to be honest with you, they're full of shit. They really are full of shit. Your life isn't going to be all darkness. There is going to be good things. And that will happen to you. Good things happen to good people. I know you guys out there are good people. So that's how I know that you guys can do this. Let's put a bed in this room. That one I'll do. You know, anything can spark it off, though. Even if you never had it before, don't go slagging it off, because I'll tell you something. It could happen to you one day, because it can happen to anybody. And then you'll be in the situation where you need to fight your way through it. You can do it, and it's bloody hard to do. But you can do it. It is achievable. You don't see it coming, it gives you no warning. You know, you can get such extreme, you can go to the extremes where it can put you in hospital. But I promise you're going to be okay if that was to happen to you. But think about things that you love. Think about things that you want to do, things you want to achieve, people in your life who are there for you. You know, no matter what shit you go through in life, you can, and if it affects you through your mental health, you can deal with it. It's just bloody difficult. That's the snag, unfortunately. It's not very nice to go through. Nobody likes to go through it. Nobody should ever have to go through it, in my opinion. It's just another one of life's ways of fucking us over, unfortunately. Let's make this bathroom really bright. Let's put these lights on. Because that's what you guys need to do. Take yourselves out of the darkness and into the light. If you feel like this is happening to you. Do we really want to bother with the kitchen? We'll keep the floor. We'll just do the walls. So me talking about it, I hope that you go. I'm not sort of like, you can do it. Don't be down. You know, I know what it's like. It's just very difficult to talk about, and I'm trying to do my best to give you some advice what you can do. I would say go for help, because you deserve to be helped, and nobody has the right to judge you to start off with. You can do it. I believe you can. I know you can. You guys are amazing, and you have got this. Whether you like to think you have or not, you have. It's in you, and you can do it. Just, you know, I'm going to ask you to promise me something, right? If you're suffering with it right now, don't go giving up. You can do this. And I hope you guys, you know, find your way through. You can go and see a doctor about it. You can talk to people about it. And if they don't understand what you're talking about, then don't bother with them anymore. Because if they're not there for you, then fuck them, basically. You know. I've been suffering with it for years, and knowing my true self, I'm not going to say I don't get anxious anymore. I do. It's with me forever. I know that. I'm not going to deny that. But it's gonna give me more of an understanding about, what to look out for. And that's one of the key things, you see. That's actually one of the cool things about it. Yes, there's a cool side to it. You can see it in other people. That way, you've got a chance to possibly help them. You can see it in other people. But take the time, to listen to yourself and to other people. If you're one of these people who don't have it and know somebody who's got it, my advice to you is exactly what I know said. Listen. You don't have to do much. You don't have to do anything. Listen. I'm getting to the point where sort of like it doesn't really affect me much anymore. I've been through everything that I could possibly go through. I've been through sort of like upsets and stuff like that. The thing what upsets you the most is when it seems like people don't give a fuck about you. And I had that. I've been abandoned by so-called friends who turned out to be nothing but useless. Don't care. Fuck them. I've got better things to do with my time and my life than worry about people who don't give a shit about me. Thankfully, I've got a beautiful family. Who are there, we support each other. And that's a nice thing. It really feels nice to have that. Some of you guys may not have that, and to you I say, there'll be someone out there who will help you. I'm not going to decorate the kitchen out. Fuck them, let them put their own stuff in. I have to put a back door on though, I guess. And a front door. We'll get around to that. You guys are cool. And you guys know what you're doing. But if you are suffering, I would suggest get some help. Nobody's going to judge you. And if you don't like what they have to say, don't go back to them. Find somebody else, but don't give up getting that help that you so desperately deserve and are entitled to. All right, because you are entitled to be happy. You are, your life is about that you should be happy. You should feel happy. It's not all about doom and gloom. It's not all about, anything like that. It's about you and being happy and being comfortable. When I first got ill, right, this is one of the things I used to think, how in the bloody hell can people get up in the morning, think, oh, I need to go to the shop today, get dressed, get ready, and go? How the fucking hell do they do that, I thought? I can't do that. How come they can? It's a mind fuck. It really is. It is a complete and utter total mind fuck. A lot of people are going to say it's a rational thought. To an extent, yes. But a lot of it can also be many other things. You could have, like I say, anything can trigger it off. You could have a tragedy in your life. You've lost, like I say, you ain't got that job promotion. You're struggling to pay bills. You're struggling to make ends meet at home. You're worried about your kids. You're worried about anything. It can all do it. It's not a very nice thing to deal with. How some people can do it is beyond me. You know, there are people out there who are arseholes. You're always going to meet a dickhead or two in your life. God knows I have. Right? They're always going to be there. And you're going to get these people who are sort of like, just get over it, you'll be alright. They don't understand. One day, if I'm not saying it's going to, but if it happens to them, oh, believe me, they'll soon fucking understand, alright. And then they'll want you for help. The question is, will you help them? On one side of the table, yes, you should, because they're going through a mental health issue. On the other table, on the other side of it, you can sort of like now turn around to them and say, now you know what it fucking feels like when I was going through it and you said it weren't nothing to worry about. Is there something to worry about now? They'll soon change the tune if it happened to them. I really agree that you should get help though, if you're suffering. You know, you get people come in and out of your live streams and stuff, trying to get your back up and stuff and trying to piss you off, but it doesn't work anymore because those sorts of people aren't worth the fucking time they're not worth any of your time. They're not worth worrying about. You get people who sort of like just aren't very nice to you in general. Get a boyfriend or girlfriend and don't talk to you anymore. Maybe because the boyfriend or girlfriend doesn't like them talking to you, so you lose a friend. Fuck them. If they abandon you, then or don't have the time for you anymore, and would rather speak to them all the time, they probably weren't a decent friend in the beginning. You know, it's very difficult to talk about, and that's why I haven't gone into much detail about it. I've said about some of the symptoms and stuff, and it may or may not have been some help to people. To some people, I'm just rambling on shit. That's fair enough. You want to think that, but I know what I'm talking about. I've been through it. To these young people out there who recently got their exam results when they over the summer, and they didn't get the result they wanted, so they can't get that job they wanted. You can still do it. You got to work a little harder. You got to go for it, and you can achieve it. Don't think you can't, because you can. If you want to be a doctor, you want to be a lawyer, you want to be a dentist, you want to be a wrestler, anything you want to be, I don't know, a footballer, a truck driver, bus driver, all of these things are achievable. You can do it. Don't ever give up on your dreams, because you work for it, it will come true. Years of people being sort of, some things can linger on for years, and in the end it gets too much for some people and they unalive themselves. That's not the way to go. You need to talk about it. You need to find somebody who's going to listen, take you seriously. But if you're suffering right now with mental health, and you're getting through day by day, there's one person speaking on the live stream here right now who's fucking proud of you. Why do I say that? I've said it a million times already tonight. I've been there. You can do it, but you might need a little bit of support to get through it. And don't be ashamed to ask for help. Don't be ashamed to sort of like take that trip down to the doctors and say, you know what, I ain't feeling good, and I feel like this. You know, don't be ashamed to think no one's going to believe me. Everybody's going to think I'm weak. You're not. You're not weak. It can happen to anybody, and anything can cause it, really. You know, it's always going to be a thing, and it's something that we have to deal with, and it's something which is treatable, but not curable. I hope I hope this makes some sense to some people, and I hope in a way this stream helps some people, to go over. If it helps just one person, I know I've done the job right. Many people say that, but I actually mean it. It's not a fun thing to go through. Actually, I'll be honest with you, it's a fucking terrifying thing to go through. It's like you got a little demon in your mind or something, and you can't shake it. You can tell that demon to fuck off, though. And you can work towards being a healthier person. Now, a lot of people talk about things like what you eat can help. Yes. If you're suffering with a weight issue. If you're suffering, personally, I don't give a fuck how big anybody is, okay? You're big, small, I don't give a fuck. Be how you want to be. I don't care. Just be healthy with it. People say eating fruit and vegetables can help. I haven't found that myself, but, fine. If it works for you, it works for you. It's worth a try. It basically just gives you more energy and stuff like that and makes you feel a little bit more human. I'm not really thinking that. I'm not really into that. Yeah, I eat fruit and vegetables, but I do it because I don't want to get a maritime disease. Alright. A few touches to the outside of this house then, guys, and I think we're done. It's been roughly an hour, nearly. We ain't going to end it just here, because there's a little bit more to do. Because we still have to sell this joint as well. I think it looks good, though. It's all been done up. I hope you guys, out there have enjoyed tonight's stream. And I hope if you're listening to it and you're thinking this guy knows what he's talking about, I do, because I've been through it. You guys are amazing. Never forget that. Right. Let's see about putting a couple of lamps on the outside of this place, shall we? Let's see what we can find. Lantern, Bray Wyatt style. Put one there, one there. We'll put one. Why wouldn't it go there? Put one up there. Put one there. Unfortunately, we won't see this place in the dark, but we will put the lights on nonetheless. Might as well go the whole hog, right? Let's put them on. Oh, fuck. Dirt. I see dirt. They nearly got away from us, that dirt did, didn't it? I could do the outside of this house if I wanted to, but I don't think it needs it personally. There's a few dirty bits still. You can see that a bit up there we're going to get, if we can. We got it. Oh, fuck, we didn't do the bathroom, did we? Oh, we'll leave it tonight. But there you go. We've pretty much done the house. It is complete. It's a nice home to come to now. You walk in, you got your living room there. You got a nice... shut that door. You got a nice bedroom there. You walk in here, that's where your kitchen is. You walk in here, that's where your dirty bathroom is. Oh, hang on. Yeah. We're not going to worry about that. We're not going to worry about the bathroom and stuff. Too many people want things done for them these days. They don't work for it. Right. I'm about to call it, guys. My final word is anxiety, depression, panic attacks, ADHD, eating disorders can affect anybody. If you or you know somebody who is suffering, be that, if you're a sufferer, I'm in your thoughts, I'm in your prayers, you're in my thoughts, and I will, and I hope that you get the help and support you need. Don't do anything stupid. Don't do anything drastic. You are worth it. You can beat this. To anybody who thinks they know somebody who's going through it, it can be frustrating at times, but be supportive. Don't ever give up on somebody when they need you, because one day it might be you that needs them. I hope you guys are okay out there. Please stay healthy. And know that if you're suffering with mental health issues, your boy, Flawless, is very proud of you to getting through it day by day, because I know how difficult it is. Okay, so without any further ado, we're going to close this door. We're going to say, yes, that's a very nice house. It's a lot better than it was when we first got it, right, at the beginning. And now we're going to sell this joint. Are you ready? Put on auction. It cost us $27,000. How much are we going to get for it? Right off the bat, we've made a profit. $3,000 profit. Jimmy Trader bought it. I'm happy with that. And there you go. That was tonight's live stream. That was House Flipper. I hope it made some sense to some people. Yeah, it might sound like I was rambling. Hell, so I think I was rambling sometimes, but I was just trying to give you an insight to what it's like. I'm trying to give you an insight into, saying that you there's no shame in getting help, asking for help, because if you need it, you need it. Nobody's got the right to judge you, anything like that. You guys are simply amazing. Okay? Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this one tonight. This has been House Flipper on Mental Health Day to raise awareness for mental health. Once again, if you know somebody who's suffering, be there for them, be supportive. If you are suffering, don't be ashamed to ask for help. You can do this. You can get through it. You can beat it. Everybody says it, and it's true. You are never alone. You are not alone in it. You're not the only person suffering. There are thousands like you going through the same thing. You're not going through it all on your own. My thoughts and prayers are with you. Well, right now, guys, I'm going to go. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching. If you are new, don't forget to subscribe here. If you are new, turn on your post notifications to be notified every single time I upload a brand new video or stream. Also follow me on Instagram, Flawless Rage 2. Right now, guys, though, thank you once again for watching. I hope this has helped somebody. And in the meantime, always remember, be you, be the real you, be the true you, because being true to yourself is amazing. And so are you. Thank you for watching. I'll be seeing you in the next one. Until then, stay safe, and I'll catch you guys real soon. Cheers, and good night, everybody.